Well, no, and that's the thing is you and I were talking about being retired because I remember reading on Facebook, you said, well, I'm retired. And I just remember two feelings. Number one, I was very happy for you. But then my other feeling was he is going to now be able to live his life of creativity. And that is probably going to be so fulfilling for him. Like he put in his time, he did what he had to do, and now he's doing this. And I remember recently I asked you, how's retirement treating you? And you said exactly the thought that I had for
pretty
you.
much it. Yeah, I have all my time to work on my creative projects. I have my girlfriend and my household stuff to do with, but I don't have to be somewhere else every day doing something that I don't care about. So I work on my projects every day. I always have more than one project going on.
And you find that like even though you worked for a number of years doing other things, that your own projects now, like it's not like you feel like a sense of, oh, I need to be working that other job that I don't really care about just because you did it for so long. Like your projects are your job.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Um, yeah, I don't think of it as a job. It's my joy. It's what I live to do. But yeah, I don't have those other worries.
How what advice, because I know the advice that I would give, and even though I know that like, okay, I'm only 51, I'm saying we're still in the same, you're not too far ahead of me.
Ah, you're a baby.
um but what advice would you give to like a filmmaker starting out? Because I mean you gave me advice starting out as well, but like right now I'm just wondering, before if I, rather than me say what I think advice you would give, what advice would you give to someone starting out now that wants to make a movie, wants to try to get it on Tubi and Amazon Prime and all that stuff? Like from writing the script to having it ready to distribute, what are like a few things that you would tell someone?
For someone who's just considering or just starting out, I'd say
exactly. They're 20, and they're just like, okay, I want to make a feature and I want to get it distributed and all that.
I'd say write the story that you want to tell. Don't worry about markets and what's trendy now and whatever. Don't worry about selling it right away. You learn to make movies. Just make your film any way you can. Use your phone if you have to, just start making stuff and develop a style and get familiar with working in that medium.
If I would have told you when we met that you would one day say to someone, hey, use your phone to make the movie, because when you and I met, I had just I'd taken a Greyhound bus across country to shoot a documentary on a Hare Krishna hardcore punk band, using an 8mm like video camera, like not like film but video, and even and that I thought was like, I'm using this crappy camera, but like if you would have been told, hey, you're going to be telling people to shoot things on their phone, what would you have said back in 1997?
I said, you're crazy. What are you going to dial them up and, hey, we're making a movie? I didn't have a cell phone back then. I guess they were around, but some people had them. But I didn't get cell phone until many years later. I would have been insane. Did people even have video in their cameras back then? I'm not sure.
No, and the phones were huge. Like the phones were, it was a different thing.
Yeah, mine were also. I mean, it was when the digital video cameras became available to the consumers, when this movement started happening. That's when Wildcat was making movies. So every movie I've done has been on some form of digital video, except the ones Jeff Leroy shot. He shot on Betamax, and I made 2 movies on film, but everything else has been different video formats.
What would you say, and you could say more than one, what would you say is a defining Ron Ford movie? Like in terms of movies that you've made?
Hollywood Mortuary is the bedrock of my career, I suppose. And it's so crudely made to watch it now, but the story is so imaginative, and it's lived a life of its own. And now I've written the novel. and that did really well. And now it's being turned into a graphic novel. So story keep, and I'm writing a novel now that's a sequel to it. This is one of the few books I've written that's not based on one of my films, although I guess in a way it is. In fact, you want to get into Hollywood Mortuary? It was actually, I had this script called the B movie that got me the job writing The Fear, and I'm going to write and direct my own little film for Kevin's Feature Realm series. And I wanted to tell that story, but I couldn't. So I pared it down to its essential elements, and that became Hollywood Mortuary.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I kind of thought Hollywood Mortuary was going to be the answer, just because I just know, like, and you also made a novel of Hollywood Mortuary too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is a great book, by the way.
I know, great. Yeah,
I think it's my best novel.
See, that's awesome. That's awesome. What are you working on now? Like, because I know that you're doing animation, and actually, wait, before you say what you're working on now, are you still doing animation with the whiteboard and the marker?
No, that was when, after my divorce, and I was living in a little apartment, really didn't have any money. It was a way to make films without spending cash. I had my digital movie camera, and I would use the whiteboard. I was sitting in my apartment staring at that whiteboard and thinking, I had this dream when I was a kid that sort of stepped me on the path of horror movies, and I wanted to put that on film. And I was thinking, I could draw it on that whiteboard and just erase and keep redrawing it and do an animated film. And so I did that. It was called, the film was called Ron Ford's Nightmare, circa 1966. It's in my animation collection, which is on Tubi. It's called Raven, the animated films of Ron Ford.
Yeah, I think I was distributing that at one point, and Game Camera. And the thing is, I remember being really excited because I was like, you told me, hey, I kind of need to take those back. And I was like, oh, no, that's fine. But then they ended up on Tubi. And I was like, you know what? In a very small way, I'm not saying I got it on Tubi. I didn't get it on Tubi at all. But I'm just saying I was a part of the road that was eventually on Tubi.
Yeah, it was actually before it was in my animated collection. It was a thing that Tony Masiello of SOVHorror.com, he did an anthology of my stuff that I narrated called Monster History 101, and it was part of that. That's when we took all the stuff back from you.
No, that's awesome. Hey, that's why I was like happy for you. I was like, yeah, no, good. You're getting like bigger distribution. I
wanted to have a quality DVD of all that stuff, and he put out a really nice package. It's too bad he's out of business.